managing of both their wetland and their existing pond.
Thank you.
Clark? So just a quick follow-up to that is, have you, at Planning Commission, the neighbors were both represented, and I think they liked the dialogue that was going on. Have you talked to them since Planning Commission?
Well, I haven't talked to Matt since, because we're still, Jan's still doing their analysis. I did touch base with Mary, got her last name, what's Matt's neighbors? Akil on Friday, just to let them know that, that I'd like to wait and sit down with them at the same time and sit down with Matt. So I did touch base with Mary on Friday, just to close the loop from our discussions back on Monday.
So these talks will continue? Thank you. Just one question. There was discussion about the retention pond there, and of course that has the built-in safety features. We can try to refer to that to make as safe as possible. There is another pond there on the Madsen property, isn't there?
There is an existing pond on the Madsen property, so.
Do you know the depth of that pond, by chance?
Well, I know that in our discussion with Matt says, it does support a fish population, so I think Larry mentioned that they think it's around 16 feet in one spot.
Okay.
And the rest of that is more along the 5 foot range.
Steve?
Yeah, Mr. Matson was at the meeting in the planning commission last week, and he pretty much agreed with the statement that you made. He was certified the conditions.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the conception plans.
That's it.
Motion by Mike, second by Steve. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carries. For item B,
Approval of Linsky National 2 for the Long Mountain.
Second.
motion by Mike, second by Mike. Discussion on the side. Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carries. Brings us to item C.
Move approval of ordinance 08-03 for zoning amendment.
Motion is second by Clyde, second by Mike. Any questions or discussion on this item? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Item D,
I got to approve.
Second.
motion by Steve, second by Monica. Discussion on this item. Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carries. Item E,
Move approval of the certified survey map.
Second.
motion by Mike, second by Steve. Any discussion on this item?
Everything was made in the planning commission meeting.
Yeah, this was the hearings out, and a lot of questions were answered there, and the commissioners did a very good job of putting points up to the rest. Move on, take care of the process, what you refer to. Further discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried. Includes items A through E. Moves us on to item F, and that is to receive the planning commission recommendation. Consider for the following zoning text amendments, which is our ordinance number 08-04, 08-05. This is to sections 420-119I, Bren 4, Bren A, and Bren B. And this is related to the principal standards of hotels in B2 districts in sections 420-120C, Bren 4, 420-120D, Bren 2, Bren D, and 420-120I, Bren 4, Bren A, Bren B, related to the district.
Members of the board, on December 10th, 2007, the Planning Commission adopted Resolution 07-31 to evaluate the regulations related to hotels in the B2 and the B3 zoning districts. Currently, hotels are allowed as permitted uses in the B2 and B4 business districts as follows. In the B2 district, which is our community business district, section 42119, the district allows for hotels as a permitted use. However, the B2 district does not allow for buildings to be larger than 25,000 square feet, and they cannot exceed a height of 35 feet. In the B4 district, which is our freeway service business district, section 420-120 of the zoning ordinance, the district allows hotels to be used by hotels at least 3 floors above grade, a minimum of 15,000 square feet per floor, a minimum of 8 guest rooms, and not exceed height. The following are the proposed amendments as recommended by the village staff and the Plan Commission after public hearing last week. We're recommending that hotels in the B2 district be increased in their area or square footage to be allowed to be no larger than 100,000 square feet, not to exceed 60 feet. Hotels in the B district allowed with the approval of a conditional use permit, at least 3 floors above grade, a minimum of 15,000 square feet per floor, minimum of 8 rooms with a height not to exceed 90 feet. So with these amendments, we would be allowing hotels to be located in the B2, B3, and B4 districts. The B2, again, are community business districts that are more internal to the village. They're at locations such as Prairie Ridge, out by Highway 50. We've got a B2 area that's at the intersection of Highway 31, 165. So those are the types of B2, more internal to the community. The B3 areas would be out by the interstate, such as ones located at the B3 area, and B4 area are our gas, food, and lodging districts, again, along the interstate. So these are the proposed amendments that the staff and the Plan Commission recommend approval. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Just as a reference, Gene, what's the size of the event?
It's just under 90 feet in height, and I believe they have about 120 rooms.
And square foot is approximate?
200? Is it that big?
No, I believe the Radisson's just under 170.
170?
I can move for approval.
So,
Motion by Monica, second by Steve. Any further discussion on this item?
I think it's a very good idea to increase the size of these hotels because the tourism in the area is increasing, most in part due to the activities that are provided in the village and in the area of Kenosha County. So I think it's a very good idea.
Jesus, address the parking if we should have the low grade. We talked about low grade. Say we want to do multiple floors of underground parking.
Right, the floors would be counted from grade level.
Grade. I believe we had a motion and a second. There's no further discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carries. Brings us to item G. To consider the request of Preston Kindle, the agent for the Village Green Development LLC. The owners for a one-year extension of the preliminary condominium plat for the Village Green Heights Townhomes North. This is on a property generally located at 47 Market Street.
Members of the board, the petitioner is requesting a one-year extension of the preliminary condominium plat for the Village Green Heights Townhomes North, generally located at 47th Avenue North Main Street, as noted on the slide. It's identified as their phase 3 of their development. The village board had approved a preliminary condominium plat on March 17, 2003, put into the village ordinances. A preliminary plat will expire within 2 years unless the extension is approved by the village. Due to the size and complexity of this development and the participation of several property owners and adjacent property owners in Village Green, Neighborhood Park Center, and a number of things in this area, they have not put their efforts towards the moving forward of this phase 3 area, which is the condominium area north of Sagewood. And they are requesting an extension of time in order to move this through the process. As you know, they have developed phase 1 and phase 2 of the Village Green. In fact, Village Green is just now the second phase, and Sagewood condominiums at the southeast corner of the development is being developed by Scott Diamond Design Group. The staff recommends approval of another extension until February 5th, 2009 for the preliminary condominium plat for the Village Green Heights Townhomes North, subject to the comments and conditions of the Village Board Resolution 03-15, a copy of the resolution on file with the village.
Move approval of extension.
I'll second the question.
Motion by Clyde, second by Mike. Thank you.
How many extensions can we give on this, Gene?
It's up to the village board.
Okay. The reason I asked is,